Hello everyone, we are gathering today is for our training section to improve and make things right for those issues we met in previous observation. Why we need to do because of the importance of employer responsibilities as WHS Act 2011. We need to provide and create the health and safety environment for our staff under the WHS Act. Otherwise, we might breach the law and get fined, cause injuries to employees, or kill someone, which is even worse. A key requirement of managing risk in workplace is consulting with workers affected by a health and safety matter. Workers should be involved in the hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control process, where workers are represented by a healthy and safety representative. The HSR must be involved in the consultation process. The legislation also requires that where several PCBU have duties for safety and healthy matter. This PCBU must consult, cooperate, and coordinate their risk management activities to ensure effective management of the health and safety matter. To have the better health and safety, we need to work as a team and make a better place for everyone. And today we will focus on first, hazard identification and reporting procedure. Second, risk assessment and reporting procedure. The last one will be security management procedure. Since our proposal has been approved, we have the right and obligation to deliver the information, training, and implement the new procedure to each of you and ensure all of us have complete the training and knowing all the procedure and understand how to do it under the WHS legislation. That's why we are here today in this training section. And please don't be hesitate to ask questions during this training. Just remember all questions are good questions. So I would like to go through each procedure in each topic, and I will ask you about the old procedure, and please tell us what those procedures are. First, hazard identification and reporting procedure. Dan, can you please recall those old procedure, please?
Yes, so those old procedures are check all emergency exits and doorway, our freeway of finding boxes and check fire extinguishers, blanket are intact within the date and in correct location. The third one was all flooring is safe from slip and tripping hazard and is undamaged. The next one is check first aid kits are fully stocked and all the items are within date. Followed by check all electrical equipments has been tested, check and tag within the last 6 months. Followed by check all chemicals are stored and labeled correctly as per the MSDS. The next one is check fire panel to ensure no areas have been isolated. The next one is check all equipments for functionality and all appropriate guards are in place where required. Followed by check all storage areas including freezers and fridge are formed from boxes, rubbish, power leads, or any possible tripping hazard. The next one is check inert gas alarm functionality. The next one is check alarming cold areas functioning correctly. The next one is check gas bottle secured correctly and undamaged. Followed by manual handling guidelines are posted in the kitchen. Surrounds as a reminder to the staff. The next one is hazard and discrimination information clearly posted in the kitchen surrounding, reminding staff of this restaurant zero tolerance policy, followed by hazard identification checklist is reported and logged on the top immediately after completion. And the last one was to ensure the hazard identification checklist is forwarded by email to the WHS advisor and the WHS committee chair at the time of the hazard identification process.
Thank you. As you see and hear, even though we have such a long procedure in this hazard identification and reporting, we still need to improvement to make sure we do the right things and everyone are safe. So according to the previous meeting in WHS, we bring up for new procedures to add in hazard identification and reporting. Those are first, the duty staffs ensure initial on-site shift in the chemical room, and followed by to have completed mandatory training, followed by one supervisor or manager check all the process with the staff's member weekly and initial. The last one will be wear correct chemical PPE when get into the chemical storeroom. So why do so? Under the World Healthy and Safety Legislation 2011, all hazardous chemicals must be classified and labeling in accordance with the globally harmonized system for the classification and labeling of chemicals. And to measure and remember duty staff to do follow this step, and the WHS, we decided to have the sign sheet to track and gives mandatory training. Also, the duty supervisor or manager will check and sign weekly to ensure everything is on track. Also, we provide the PPE for staff, whoever need to go inside or the chemical room to ensure we don't bring any chemical contamination to work. And if we fail to identify hazard to risk, could be from very low to very high. Very low, for example, minor damage. Very high, for example, will be someone could die.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Could you explain more specifically about the sign sheet, such as what's inside it?
Yes, of course. The sign sheet actually just like a table. All you need to do is fill in the date, name, tick the little box to declare you completed all the requirements, and last you put your initial on to take the responsibility for what you have signed. Hope this answer will help you.
Yes, thank you.
Well, any more question regarding to this topic?
Yes, where is the PPE located?
Good question. Well, the PPE for chemical room will be stored in our dry store where the garbage bag is stored.
Thank you.
No problem. Next, I would like to talk about risk assessment and reporting procedure. Crystal, can you please tell us what is those old procedure, please?
Yes. So the first one is the person assigned to complete the hazard identification checklist as per the hazard identification and recording procedure must complete the risk assessment at the same time. Then identify the hazard. The next is identify the associated risk the hazard presents and determine the likelihood of the risk occurring. Next is determine the consequences and assign a risk score. Also, apply the hierarchy of controls to make a recommendation to eliminate and reduce the hazard. Then next is risk assessment procedure checklist is reported and logged with TAP immediately after completion. And last is ensure the risk assessment checklist is forwarded by email to the WHS advisor and WHS committee chair at the time of the hazard identification process.
Thank you. So about this one, we added 3 new procedure, and those are first, risk the score and determine likelihood consequence by risk, analyze risk classification table, which place in the kitchen folder, and check with consequences related list according to the WHS legislation and as a guideline. And the last will be to have completed mandatory training. And according to the How to Manage World Health and Safety Risk Code of Practice 2011, it showed us how to manage those hazards as a guideline. And for make the process more easy, we decided to provide the brief analyzed risk classification table to help duty staff to complete the risk score and determine the likelihood. Also, there is a consequence related list has been provided, and to assist duty staff have the guideline to complete the risk assessment. And to implement this, we also require the duty staff have completed mandatory training. Are there any questions about this topic?
No.
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 Next, kitchen equipment security management procedure. Henry, could you please tell us what those procedures are?
Sure. So it starts with alcohol is located in a locked cage, accessible only by the executive chef. Gas bottles are chained and secured to the premises. Cold room and freezer have appropriate locks attached and are in working order. Or keys held by only the executive chef. Followed accessible only by the executive chef. Expensive food commodities located in a secure storage and accessible held only by the executive chef. Computer or laptop is locked to the desk and have individual log on and password requirements. Contact details for on-site security spotless are posted around the kitchen area and staff are aware when to contact them. And finally, CCTV is located in appropriate areas and is monitoring and recording 24/7 and is backed up daily.
Thank you. So according to previous meeting in WHS, we bring up 3 new procedures to add into kitchen equipment security management procedure. The first one is the duty staff ensure initial on-site shift for the gas bottle after checking everything. And the next one will be to have completed mandatory training. The last is one supervisor or manager check all the process with the staff member weekly and initial. Why we do so? One of the thing is under Petroleum and Gas Production and Safety Act 2004. We decided to have the sign shift in the gas bottle room in that area to allow duty staff sign in and take responsibility for their action and work. And to make sure and remind the duty staff to follow this step and the WHS, we have the sign sheet to track and give mandatory training. Also, the duty supervisor or manager will check and sign weekly to ensure everything is on track. Any question regarding to this?
Is this sign sheet in the same one in chem?
Yes, exactly. However, we will keep monitoring for improvement with each of you to make sure we have the same according to the WHS legislation. Lastly, kindly remind the importance of employer responsibility as the WHS Act 2011. We need to provide and created the healthy and safety environment for our staff under the WHS Act. And why this is extremely vital, because it's all about safety. If we don't take it seriously and address these issues that we saw already, how we can ensure we're in safety place and will not meet any problem in the future. Eliminate hazard and minimize risk is the key to keep our health and safety in our workplace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.